Lots of big movies to open are now on screens here in Japan. And a man who has opinions and reviews on some of these big movies is with us right here and now on The Kong Show. Film critic from Metropolis Magazine, Don Morton. How you doing?
G'day, Kong.
Of course, you know Christmas is coming up. You're going to have your Christmas dinner.
The Pink Cow, that's the only place to go for food.
Let's get to the movies. We have 3 big ones this week.
They are the Peanuts movie, Spectre, and the Martian.
Let's get right to the Peanuts movie. I heard this is very popular, right?
Well, yes, a lot of critics like this technically elaborate treatment of the venerable and observant Charles Schulz comic strip.
Now, are you among those critics?
I am not. I'm sorry, but this is going to be unforgivably subjective on my part.
As you were growing up, did you read or pay attention to the comic strip?
Actually, I did. I may be giving away my age here, but I think I remember the very first strip. I was 5. And I liked the animated TV specials and the Vince Guaraldi music that went along with them. These have endured because they captured and conveyed the small joys and frustrations of being a kid. Simple, no?
So doesn't this movie do that?
I didn't think so. It seemed more like a cash grab to me. The story was scripted by Schultz's son and grandson, and it dutifully hits all its marks.
For example, the kite-eating tree?
Yes, failing at baseball, Snoopy is a World War I flying ace, etc.
Yeah.
But it misses the spirit of the strip. You're not supposed to even see, let alone hear speak, the little red-haired girl.
So does Snoopy fight the Red Baron in this movie?
Well, that's where this turns into multiplex fodder. In a bloated subplot, Snoopy does indeed zoom around a lot in his flying doghouse, mostly to give the colossally useless 3D something to do. Good grief, there's even a video game now.
So it sounds like you did not like this movie.
I didn't like it at all.
But how will it play here in Japan?
Very well indeed. The Kittyland toy store devotes an entire floor to Snoopy stuff.
Movie for the kids, grandkids?
Yeah.
You say that reluctantly, Don.
Yeah, it'll do very well. I'm just sorry it didn't stay truer to the spirit of the original strip.
All right, let's move on. The next movie is the latest 007 movie. It's called Spectre.
It is. It's the 4th and probably last Daniel Craig Bond film, and it falls somewhere above Quantum of Solace, but below Skyfall.
So there must be lots of fast cars?
Oh, you think? And also gorgeous women, dry wit, lethal gadgets, kick-ass fight scenes, slightly unhinged megalomaniac, and even a kitschy opening credits.
So Spectre hits all the marks?
Hits all the marks, yep. It's all presented in dynamic, precisely choreographed set pieces. Sure, it's checklist predictable, but to Bond fans, that's not always a bad thing.
So familiarity has its pleasures, right?
That's right. Ditto the references to earlier Bond films.
Oh.
There's a white cat. Call it a greatest hits movie. It's not perfect, but it's a ludicrously entertaining night at the movies.
Sounds interesting.
It is. It's a good movie. Craig remains the best Bond, whose name isn't Sean Connery. New faces include Ralph Fiennes as M and Ben Whishaw as Q, both characters getting a taste of action this time. And Christoph Waltz, though underused as the chilling Spectre, was born to be a Bond film.
By the way, what does Spectre stand for, or what does Spectre mean?
Oh, that would be Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion. I thought everybody knew that.
All right. Let's move on to the next movie. I hear it's out of this world.
It is out of this world on another. It's called The Martian. This near-future sci-fi flick has to do with an astronaut, played by Matt Damon, mistakenly left behind on Mars when his crew blasts off to avoid a gargantuan sandstorm.
So it's all about him, all alone, trying to stay alive on Mars.
No, actually, no, that would be boring.
Oh.
He's a botanist, so yeah, he makes use of his skills to grow some potatoes. But do you remember the scene in Apollo 13 where all the nerds back on Earth are gathering together stuff the astronauts might have on board, and figuring out fixes.
I remember that.
Well, expand that to a whole movie. And let's just say a whole lot of duct tape gets used.
Is there any comic relief in this movie? Any jokes?
Actually, it's fascinating how a movie so technical about problem solving and science can be so funny at times.
So Matt Damon stars in this movie.
Yep.
Who else is in it?
Jessica Chastain, she rounds out her filmography as the mission commander. Also, Jeff Daniels, Sean Bean, and Michael Pena.
And so what makes The Martian so good?
Well, it ejects all the metaphysical and emotional trappings of more serious sci-fi movies like Interstellar, but that doesn't mean it's been dumbed down.
Oh, that's nice.
Because the director is the near legendary Ridley Scott. He gave us Alien and Blade Runner. He knows how to tell a rigorously realistic story. What he's done here is amazing, using science to solve problems, and he makes it all look easy. You leave the theater upbeat and wanting to go and tell your friends about it.
Bottom line, it seems like you, Don Morton, actually liked this movie.
I loved it. This is popcorn cinema at its very best. A phenomenally entertaining 2 hours and 22 minutes of why we go to the movies.
And it's not playing yet here in Japan. When can we expect to see that movie?
It'll be opening in early February in Japan.
And if you want to see it before then, what do?
When you go home for Christmas.
Don Morton, film critic from Metropolis Magazine. After the movies, where do you go for a burrito?
The only burrito in town is the Pink House.
And the best burrito.
The best.
Absolutely. All right, Don, thank you very much. See you again next time at the movies.
Over and out.